You may be seated. Mr. Prosecutor, are you ready with your case?
I am, Your Honor.
And you, madam, are you ready to defend your lovely client?
I am, Your Honor.
Very well then. Let us proceed with the case of the King versus Amanda Marie Locks, aka Goldilocks. Mr. Prosecutor?
Thank you, Your Honor. This young lady before you, known as Amanda Marie, mostly known as Goldie, is accused of 2 charges. 1, breaking and entering. 2, destruction of private property.
Really? A pretty girl like that?
Indeed so, ma'am. To be an influence on this court.
She does seem sweet now that you mention it.
I intend to improve beyond a shadow of a doubt of what this creature did on June 17th. Entered the home of Mr. F.D. Bear, uninvited. A crime. Once inside, consumed 63 grams of porridge, illegal. To make matters worse, she committed wanton destruction on a chair. An outrage. In conclusion, I say let the prison door swing wide and put Amanda Marie inside.
Did you do what this man said, my dear? Be seated, sir. Remember who the judge is here. Madam Defense Attorney, your statement, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. My client, this beautiful girl, is innocent of any wrongdoing. This shy, charming Amanda Marie, this trustworthy, friendly, loyal lady, this loving, gentle, and altogether wonderful lass, was merely a victim of circumstances.
Circumstances?
Circumstances. I ask of you, ma'am, what would you do if you're a frightened, lovely girl lost in a great, dark, spooky forest? A forest where trolls are not to lurk. Oh yes, trolls, ma'am. Lurking, ma'am. A forest inhabited by outlaws like Robin Hood. A place where frogs become princes. A tangle where no deer or antelope play. Would you, ma'am, if you're a pretty young maid, feel at home in these surroundings?
No.
I thought not. Picture, if you will, ma'am, this terrified but lovely young girl emerging from the forest's gloom. Imagine her relief as she spots the bear's place, rushes to its door, and enters for safety's sake. Sympathize with her pert little nose discovers porridge. Bowls of it. Hiking does make one hungry, you know. And after eating, think of how tired she would be, how she might sit in a cheaply made chair, and how that flimsy piece of junk might break. Picture that, Your Honor. Now, fatigue struck this darling girl. She's tired, she's pooped. She goes to bed, and then awakens to the stares of bears. She screams loudly, but in good taste, and dives through the window screen to escape. I submit, ma'am, that it's your duty to help me save this delicate child.
I agree. This lovely young woman is
I
obvious.
object, Your Honor. We have not heard from the witnesses.
Witnesses? Oh well, how many witnesses are there?
9, Your Honor, including the defense.
Okay, but make it snappy.
I call Mr. F.D. Bear to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, address, and occupation.
Forrest D. Bear, 2626 Yellow Brick Road, Sherwood Forest. I stamp out bias.
I see. Now you're in the day in question. Tell us what you saw at your house.
Well, me and the missus, we was just coming back from a stroll, and little Winthrop, he's the baby of the family, when we found the front door open, a chair flattened, and porridge spilled all over the table. Well, sir, I looks at my missus, and she looks at me, and I says, "Ma, there's something funny here." And she says, "You may have something there for us."
Well then, Mr. Bear, what happened next?
Well, sir, we hear a funny noise coming from upstairs, and I look at my missus, and she looks at me, and I said, Ma, did you leave the bathroom fan running? And she says, Nah, the bathroom's out back, remember? Well, I knew then it wasn't a fan, so I sneak upstairs to find this girl lying asleep on the bed, snoring so hard the window curtains was swaying. Well, sir, she wakes up, yells like crazy, and takes a run and dive through the window screen.
Is that girl in the room now?
Yeah, that's her right there.
Let the record show that the witness has identified Amanda Marie. You may step down. Now I call Mrs. Bear to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Your name, address, and occupation, please.
Bunny Bow. Some address in the forest. I'm a homemaker and a thin mother.
Now, madam, tell us what you saw on the day in question.
Well, it's just like the forest said. We came home to a mess, a terrible mess. Poets beard, and my lovely lace tablecloths. A child, the whole generations, a bad relatives has been ruined. The creature overthrown and the button, the shoes and shaving and makeup and pillowcase. Disgusting.
Let the record show that you have identified Mrs. Locks. Did she say anything?
Nothing. The crazy girl screamed bloody murder, threw herself out the window, and ran into the woods.
Thank you, Mrs. Bear. Have you anything to add?
Yes, 30 years in Slammo.
Now I call little Winthrop to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes?
Now, Winthrop, tell us what you saw at your house.
Well, there is this lady.
Is that the lady?
Uh-huh.
And what was that lady doing?
Sleeping?
She was sleeping. And did she break a chair?
Yes.
And did she spill porridge?
Yes.
And it's not a spill porridge, isn't it, Winthrop?
No.
It's not nice spill porridge? Why do you say that, Winthrop?
Because I hate the stinking stuff.
Ah, yes, Winthrop. Apparently you don't like porridge. You may return to your seat now. Now I call Wilma Hazel.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, dearie.
Now, please state your name, address, and occupation.
Sure enough, dearie. My name is Wilma Hazel. My cottage is at 7777 Warlock Lane. I am a witch.
Very good. Now please tell us what you saw on June 17th.
Love to, dearie. Well, it was a lovely day, and I was out in the forest gathering wild ginger and...
Gathering what, madam?
Wild ginger, dearie. I use it to make my wild gingerbread. You'd love my gingerbread, dearie.
I'm sure we all love your gingerbread, Wilma, but can we get on with it?
Oh, yes. Well, I had a sack full of ginger and was starting home. When Boris began to flick his tongue and hiss like all get out,
Boris? Is there another witness present?
In a manner of speaking, dearie. Boris is a giant lizard, my pet lizard. Boris was noise in the bushes, and I thought it was a pixie or an elf. And Boris hates pixies and elves. They pull his tail.
I see. So is that what Boris was hissing at?
Why, no, it was a girl. She came crashing through the woods. She was wild-eyed and frantic. And before I could even cast a spell on her, she was gone.
Is that girl in the courtroom now?
Why, yes, I believe that's her. There.
Let the record show that the witness is pointing at the defendant.
Your Honor, I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
Go ahead.
Wilma, can you read this?
Read what, dearie?
This chart!
What chart?
Your Honor, so Crohn's blind as a bat. She couldn't possibly identify the person who ran by her in the woods.
I agree. Wilma, you may return to your seat.
Love you, dearie. And if you're ever out, me and Boris is away. Dearie, stop by Boris and I would just love to have you for lunch.
Mr. Prosecutor, I suppose you have another eyewitness. I hope this one can actually see.
Yes, Your Honor. I call Mr. Wolf to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Hey, would I lie to you? I mean, it's True City all the way, man.
I think he said I do.
Give us your full name, address, and occupation.
Dig it. Hey, dig it, Daddy. The cats all call me Duke, because I'm the main man, know what I mean? The authorized version. Dig?
Your given name is what we want.
Aw, man, not the one my old mama hung on me. I mean, Duke is what?
We need your legal name.
Harry.
Louder, please.
Harry Wolf.
Harry Wolf?
Now then, Harry, tell us where you live and what you do.
Well, right now, I got a pad in Wildwood. As for making bread, I'm diversified, like I'm jack of all trades. I'm also the pork business, for one thing. I demolish houses, and on special occasions, I do female impersonations. I got a lot of things to learn, know what I mean?
I can see that. Now you're in the woods and day in question. Tell us what you saw.
Well, I was standing by the bridge, watching some billy goats and practicing some of my fingers when...
You were practicing snapping your fingers?
Right on, man. I got music plugged into my ear, and I'm picking up some crazy vibes. I'm going to a dance that night, so I'm practicing, see? And this scurvy little chick comes skipping over the bridge.
Chick, are you referring to this lovely lady here, sir?
That's the doll I'm talking about.
A caution to you, sir. In my court, Miss Amanda Marie Locks may be referred to as a lady.
Sorry, Judge. Well, this lady comes tripping over the bridge, and she's in a big hurry. So I steps up to her and say, "Hey, Mama, what's the big hurry?" And she looks at me with those big baby blue eyes and says, "Get lost, turkey."
Your Honor, I object to this witness. We cannot rely on the honesty of his testimony. It is a well-known fact that to cheat and a liar, they still shoot
Your Honor,
that.
the witnesses of trial here. The witnesses of trial here. And I...
Her name is Amanda.
Amanda Murray.
Yes, Amanda Marie.
May I ask the witness a question, Judge? I believe we can clear this up. Now then, Harry, would you tell us what the girl was wearing you saw at the bridge? Do you remember?
Hey, me? Forget it. Hey, does the dog's trash, please? Me? Forget it, chick? I mean, lady. No way, baby. This kid was wearing red. Her jeans were red. She had a red sweatshirt that said Granny's Girl and this far-out red cape thing. You know what I mean? Got red tennis shoes and a basket on her arm. How's that for memory? Old Duker never forgets a chick or a lady.
A very thorough description, Harry, but not of Amanda Marie. It is a well-known fact that Amanda Marie Locks owns no red clothing. Indeed, my investigation in the village indicates the person you saw must have been a girl named Norma Hood. Everyone in the village knows her, and they call her Red for obvious reasons.
I believe we can dispense with this witness.
My next witness is Phoebe Healy.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Your name, please, and your address and occupation.
I'm Phoebe Healy. I live in a shoe. I wash laundry, dishes, windows, and children. Lots of children.
You live in a shoe?
Yes, a shoe. 6 eyelids and a tongue. My husband Felix built it. I wanted a house, but Felix insisted on a shoe.
I see. And do you know this lovely lady here?
Let's see. Oh, yes. I found her in the yard one day. Thought she was one of my children. She had porridge all over her blouse. When I tried to give her a bath, she bit me and ran away.
Your Honor, may I? Now then, Mrs. Healy, you have quite a few children, do you not?
Oh my, yes. I have more children than the king's got horses. I don't know what to do, I tell you.
There, Phoebe. We all sympathize, I'm sure, but I'd like to ask you to look at some pictures for me. Would you do that?
I suppose so.
Now this picture, Phoebe. Can you tell me who this is?
Is that Mr. Burdick?
I'm afraid it's not. How about this one?
Pastor Weber?
Wrong again. How about this one? Or this one? Or this flat here? Anyone in that group photo there?
Oh, at the end there. I know him. That's Felix.
Let the record show Let the record show that this woman has identified her husband, Felix. Let the record also show that she did not recognize any of her children. For your information, Phoebe, this is your daughter, Mandela. This is Jack. These are the twins, Nelson and Norman. Here's Felix Jr., Mary, Alice. Your Honor, this poor woman can't even remember her own kids. How would she identify my client?
A point well taken. You're excused, madam. Mr. Prosecutor, your witnesses of late have not supported your so-called case against this lovely and probably innocent young lady.
I concede that, Your Honor. But do I have one more witness that could help concede the bearer's testimony?
Okay,
May I call him now?
Okay, but this is it.
I call Grumpy to the stand.
This man's legal name is Grumpy?
It is, Your Honor.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Of course I do.
That's just formidably grumpy. The clerk wasn't casting aspiration upon your integrity.
She wasn't what on my what? Talk sense and cut that legal junk.
She was suggesting that you wouldn't lie.
Well, she'd better not.
Please, tell the court your full name, address, and occupation.
Some lawyer you are. I told you my name is Grumpy, remember? I work in a diamond mine, remember? I live in a cottage with 6 other dwarfs and Snow White, remember that?
Snow White? What's that, a toothpaste?
Have you been living under a rock? Snow White is a girl.
There's a young woman living with 7 little men under the same roof?
She's like a sister to us.
How did this come to be?
It's all Doc's fault. Said we had to protect her. Said someone was trying to poison her.
Poison her? Why didn't you call the police?
A lot you know. Trying to find a cop when you need one.
There's some truth in that, Grumpy, but would you tell us what you saw in the day in question?
Sure. On June 17th, I left my mine early, and I was at the door when I heard female voices. I figured Snow White had invited some friends over to gossip, so I listened in. They were talking about which soap product removed porridge stains better, and Cinderella was jabbering on about some dance and some mice. That girl is 2 bales short of a load.
But they did discuss porridge, you say?
Are you still wearing earplugs from summer swimming? I told them they were talking about removing porridge.
May I, Your Honor? Mr. Grumpy, did Doris eat porridge?
Of course we eat porridge. We do everything tall people do.
Did you have porridge on the morning of the 17th?
We have porridge every morning. Doc says fiber's good for us.
In other words, everyone in your household had porridge that morning for breakfast, including Snow White, and therefore the porridge discussion you overheard could have been about any of the clothes of anyone in your group. Your Honor.
I believe that's all we need from you, Grumpy. You may step down.
Gladly. I could have been digging up diamonds right now, but instead I'm stuck here jabbering on about legal junk and oatmeal.
I assume that you're done with your witnesses, Mr. Prosecutor. Madam Defense Attorney, have you any witnesses on behalf of your darling client?
I do have 2 witnesses, Your Honor. Witnesses who are of the strength of character possessed by man in locks. I now call Clara Muffet to the stand.
Miss Muffet, may I inquire as to what you were looking for?
Spiders, ma'am?
Did she say spiders?
She said spiders.
Miss Muffet, may I ask why you are hunting spiders in my courtroom?
Spiders scare me, Judge. They make me run away.
Well, rest assured, Miss, there are no
Oh, Judge, did you ever see a spider up close? They're awful. They're big and black and they hang from a string.
Miss Muffet, this courtroom has been sprayed and there are no spiders.
That's easy for you to say, Judge. You never had a spider jogging up her curves in a way. They leave tracks.
Your Honor, you can see how nervous the poor girl is. Maybe I can help. May I borrow your gavel?
My gavel?
There, Clara, don't be frightened. Now, here's what you can do. Take this big hammer, if the nasty spider continue while we're talking, you just hit him so it's all squashy. Will you do that?
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
And now tell the judge your name, where you live, and what you do.
I'm Clara Muffet, and I live at Ham on Rye, and I test tuffets.
You test tuffets? Just what is a tuffet?
Well, a tuffet? It's sort of like a chair, without legs. Well, actually, it's closer to a footstool.
And these things have to be tested?
Oh, indeed, Your Honor. The tuffet factory insisted on testing. Well, if a spring to pop loose on an unexpected customer, the tuffet factory has to recall a whole bunch of tuffets.
I see, a tuffet tester. You're the first person I met who...
Can we get to the witness testimony?
Oh, yeah, surely. Do go on.
Thank you. Miss Muffet, do you know Mary Locks?
Yes.
Are you a friend of hers?
Oh my, yes.
How long have you known Miss Locks?
Well, let's see. It was last spring. Yes, April. When I came home from the tuffet factory, I found her asleep in my bed. I woke her up and asked her who she was and what she was doing, and she... See? Not perfect. Study isn't snammel.
Silence in the court. Are you showing contempt for this court, madam?
No, I'm trying to conceal it.
That's better. Go on, miss.
Where was I? Oh, yes. Well, I found her name was Amanda, and we had a long talk. And she gave me some bug spray, and she let me fix my broken tuffet, and...
Wait a minute. Your tuffet was broken? How did it get broken?
I don't know. It was just broken when I got home. And she...
Your Honor, most interesting. A flattened bear chair and a broken muffet tuffet.
You're out of order. Go on, miss.
That's all, Judge. But we have been friends ever since. And I know that Amanda is a nice person, and she'll never do the naughty things they said she did.
Thank you, my dear. We agree that Amanda's a nice person. You may be excused.
Your Honor, I want to call Jack Clump.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Why, sure do, friend. I always do. I'm honest as the day is long. I trust everybody and everybody trusts me.
I'm sure that's so, and we give your full name, your place of residence, and your occupation.
I'm glad to, friend. Name's Jack Dudley Crump, but people who know me real call me Dud. But Jack Dudley Crump is my real name.
And your residence?
My what?
Where do you live?
Oh, that. Well, I used to live out in the country, you know, south of town, where the beanstalk goes way up into the clouds. Mom got mad a while back about a cow deal I made, so she threw me out. Got a room at the inn for the time being.
And your occupation now, Jack?
My what?
What do you do to make a living?
Oh, that. Well, my friend, like I said, I used to be in the cow business, but now I'm growing beans. I'm in a competition with the dry green giant, you know?
A bean grower. Very good. Now then, your friend Miss Locks, are you not?
Sure am, friend. Think the world of that girl. Met her at the restaurant. She sings and dances down there. Actually, now that I think of it, I met her at the inn.
You met Amanda where you live?
Yes, ma'am, I did. One afternoon. Came up to my room about 4:30, lit the lamp up, and there she was, snoring away on my cot. Well, ma'am, when she heard snoring away on my cot, woke her up, we talked, and told her my life story. Well, ma'am, when she heard some of my business deals, she told me to go climb a beanstalk. Said she never met anyone with a brain like mine. She sure is a good judge of people.
Do you think Amanda Locks do the illegal thing she's accused of doing?
Not my friend. Why, that girl is a gym. Salt the earth.
Your Honor, can't you see the pattern? This Claude has just testified that she broke in, was sleeping on...
Claude, you, sir, dare to call a friend of Miss Amanda Locks a Claude? Counselor, you're treading on thin ice. One more false step and you go down.
But Judge, I was only...
You were only out of order. Be seated, sir. You may be excused.
Your Honor, those are my only witnesses, and while I believe that the verdict is quite obvious, I would like to have my client come and tell her story in her own words. I now call the beautiful Amanda Locks to the stand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Sure.
Please give your name, address, and occupation.
My name is Amanda Marie Locks. My really good friends call me Goldie. I have a room in the inn, and I'm an entertainer. I sing and dance.
I bet you're a wonderful dancer, Amanda. I mean, Goldie.
I try. The nights come nightly to catch my act. I bet you boogie pretty well yourself, Judge.
Oh, thank you. As a matter of fact, I have been told I'm really something to see on the dance floor. By the way, my really good friends call me Wendy. Why don't you do that too, dear, so you're more comfortable?
Why, yes, I will, Wendy.
Your Honor, I can see your tender feeling for the defendant, but can we get on with it?
Oh, yes, let us proceed.
Now, Goldie, some of those people over there have said you broke into the Bears' cottage on the 17th of June, destroyed some of their property, ate their porridge, messed with tablecloths, and ruined a screen window. How do you respond to these accusations?
Oh, I am innocent, extremely innocent, Your Honor. Wendy. I'm a victim of circumstance. I was born poor but beautiful to ungrateful parents. My father was nothing but a humble shoemaker. I lived in a house infested with elves.
Elves?
Yes, elves, dozens of them. They helped my father make shoes. But even with their help, my father could only afford 12 years of singing and dancing school for me.
You poor girl.
Yes, and those awful elves ruined my sleep. I'd come home from a hard day of singing and dancing school and have to listen to their tapping all night long. It drove me bonkers. Got to the point where I could only sleep during the day.
You poor dear girl.
Yes, and one day I came home to discover my parents wanted me to move out. I was overwhelmed with emotion.
I'm sure you were, my dear. How old were you when these awful people abandoned you?
Only 22. Like I said, my emotions were overwhelmed. So I broke through the screen window and entered the house. There, I broke my mother's favorite rocking chair, threw a pot of porridge on one of the elves, and drove the rest of them out of the house. Then I went upstairs and took a nap.
There you have it, Judge. The same modus operandi that happened at the Bears' house. This maniac should be put away before she breaks the king's chair and crowns Prince Charming with a bowl of porridge.
Counselor, my patience with you has ended. Take note, I am ruling in favor of the lovely defendant. I declare her innocent.
This man is an outrage.
I'm not even finished. In order to protect this lovely and innocent creature from further persecution through your certain appeal, I'm going to take her away with me.
Judge, when the king hears the ruling in light in your court...
I have already considered the king's reaction, and for this reason I have decided to retire from bench and begin a new career.
And what might that be?
I have decided to accept a very lucrative offer from Robin Hood and become his PR manager. You can come too. I'm going to need an assistant. This court stands adjourned. Come, my dear.
Oh, thank you, Wendy.
So long, losers!
I told you she was no good, but no, you wouldn't listen to me. Winthrop, where are you going?
With the judge in his socks.
Why would he even think him much a thing?
Because they hate porridge, and Robin Hood only serves venison. So long.
I just want you all to know how very proud I am of these kids. They've done a marvelous job. Last night was a disaster. But they've done wonderful. The parents have gathered together and they have a reception in the other room for you. I think it has something to do with ice cream. But you guys, we wanted to get a cat. You want pictures? You can get pictures. We'll turn on these lights in just a moment, and you guys did great. Have a seat.